Hi, everyone. Welcome to the Hibulb Cultural Center and Natural History Preserve. My name is Michelle Hernandez. I am the museum manager, and I am so grateful to see you all tonight for the opening of our new exhibit, Tabtabeb, Traditional Languages of the Coast Salish Peoples. We have a very short program for you this evening. So happy to see you all, and we are going to get our evening started by inviting our Lashutsi language program to join us for a prayer and a song.
Chilla. Welcome everybody to Iwish Church. Let us pray. Oh ha shaksiha. So now we're going to sing a very picking song by Saswita Martha Lamont, Alta Voce. Oh, sa, si,
Thank you so much to our language warriors. Can we give them one more round of applause, please? I don't know if many of you know, but typically an exhibit takes about a year, and we have completed this start to finish from the first intrusive thought to the last label on the wall in 3 months. It was a speed project that Emily and I led, and it's been a lot of fun. It's been a big learning curve, and we could not have gotten to this point without the help of many, many people. We had a team that consisted of our staff here, our staff at our tribal design department, Tulalip Data Services. Anybody who thought they were not going to work on this project in that building definitely had to anyway. And we are so grateful for the time and the attention to detail that everybody humored us with. All of the changes, all of the last minute requests, all of the ideas and concepts that people helped us turn our thoughts into real life. I'd like to invite our senior curator, Emily Miller, up to give an exhibit overview.
Hi, everyone. Thank you so much for coming. I want to reiterate my thanks to everyone who has helped us on this project. It's been amazing, and we cannot thank you enough. We wanted to feature the languages of the Coast Salish, and we chose 6 to feature. And within each of those languages, we kind of dive deep into the language programs that are currently happening or in the process of happening, and any future plans. And we also have digital displays where you can hear the language, explore videos, songs, stories. And then we have a fun interactive on our artifact wall where you can learn how to say different object names. And yeah, I think our main goal for this exhibit was to make language accessible to the community. And through our research, we found that that was a common theme along all the tribes that we have featured. So we hope that this exhibit helps other languages as well. So thank you.
Jumping off what Emily said, as the goal to make language accessible throughout this exhibit and throughout the Hibulb Cultural Center, we also wanted to let everybody know, community members and visitors and guests, that we are still speaking our traditional languages. From the very moment we opened our doors here at the Hibulb Cultural Center in 2011, we have been telling people we are still keeping the cultural fires burning. These are not things of the past. These are not things that our ancestors did and we are not doing anymore. And representation is important, and our languages are not represented anywhere else except in our own communities. So by us bringing that power back here, having language departments, having language camps, teaching our communities, going into outside communities and speaking, it enables us to tell our story. That is always our goal here, to continue telling our story, because if we don't, nobody else will. Very, very first and foremost, I want to thank our Lushootseed language department. Emily and I had the idea for this exhibit on a walk in July, and our next phone call was to the former language department manager, Michelle Balaget, and we said, hey, we want to do an exhibit and we want to feature language, and we're going to need your help and your expertise and all of your resources. And she said, okay. And from that conversation, we met with the entire department and we had everyone's buy-in, and it was such a blessing. And from there, we started working in teams to build different aspects of the exhibit. So if we could please have the Lushootseed Language Department come up, we have a very special gift for you. I also would like to call up Ty Juvenile, who created this gift, and give him the opportunity to speak on it. Ty also has answered every single call, including Monday when I wanted a map framed in. So a big hand to Ty for never saying no.
Thank you. Thank you for everybody for being here. My name's Ty Juvenile. I'm a Tulalip tribe member as well. And, you know, if we can give a hand to some of the people in the crowd, Lita, Tessa, they've helped preserve our culture in ways that, yeah, let's give them a round of applause. They've been doing a lot of the work continuously along with Michelle and a lot of the people here within this room to keep our culture within our community. And one way to keep our culture within our community is to gift our people within our community. And that's something that I made right here. Well, myself and some of the kids at Heritage. One thing I like to do is work with some of the boys and girls at Heritage with carving, and that's what we worked on over the last couple of years as a speaker staff. And it's basically the story of Tulalip. We have a killer whale on the bottom because we're the killer whale people, and then a person thanking the killer whale for the story of why we have a killer whale. And this is the short, very short version. It's there's a famine going on because there's so many seals that are eating everything, eating all the salmon in the water. And there's these two brothers that go out fishing, and there's multiple versions of this story. And they fall overboard and end up transforming into killer whales. Well, the killer whales end up coming back in a time of need and helping push the seals to shore, biting their heads off, and feeding the community. And that's what this represents, is a killer whale, the people thanking them, and then a person on the top. And one thing I mentioned to Michelle today, too, was I left some of it blank for some of your students to help finish. Like Michelle and I spoke about maybe having all of the shootsy characters on the back, so it could be a speaker staff where you can point at all the different characters. But I wanted to leave some of it for you guys to finish so it makes it yours. So this is for the department and all the work you guys do. Thank you.
Thank you, Ty. We also have a commemorative paddle with the exhibit name and logo. So thank you so much. There are quite a few aspects of the exhibit that our language department helped us with. You will go in and watch a video of a story that Sarah worked very, very hard to adapt from a longer story, Star Child and Diaper Child. You'll also see a copy of that made into a book that just arrived hot off the press today. It was illustrated by the ideas from Sarah Miller and the work of our museum assistant, Braxton Wagner, who could not make it tonight. The story is told in the video by Lois, who just did a phenomenal job. Several members of the department helped us in the interactives, where you can hear the different names of each of the languages, the traditional names. The items on our artifact wall were done by Sarah, stories told by members, and just so many very, very unique details that took so much time, attention, and care. So if we could please give them one more big round of applause. Thank you so much. Would anyone like to share a few words?
O sligolapo hot siaya hot ihishad. Solid seeds dot to alcha duflelaps to hobs chud chadas ihwabs. Dus ugu salik chadati duflashutsid. My name is Sarah. I am a Lashutsi language warrior, Tub Shadadutsi Chud, and I'm very honored to have been a part of this. For our department to have been a part of this, I feel like it's working with the language can be very healing, and I hope that that's what a lot of the people who see the exhibit, that's what they get out of it, healing. Well, we're all introducing ourselves, so go ahead. Not just me.
She was my teacher. Yao Yeshta Seedsta. Yao Yeshta is my Indian name. Stahobs Chud Chada. Stola Quab Chada. I went blank. Duhub, duff duwabj. I always forget the duff. Duff duwabj, chada, Nez Pierce. U guadad chach, or u guadad chud, ati duchlashutsid, sali achi olad, ti chol. I have been speaking and learning the language for 29 years. I just wanted to say it's an absolute honor to help tell a Tulalip story. And I was part of the stolen, what we call the stolen generation. I didn't grow up here with my people. And I came back here a total stranger. And I love it that the Great Spirit gave me the opportunity to be a part of this beautiful team and beautiful people with a rich history.
Hath Lachel, Angel Seeds Dot. I'm a teacher of the Salmon children. I teach Tatella, and I've been doing the language for 3 years now. And I moved out here about 6 years ago, and my dad was a part of this lost people, like as Lois says, and so I didn't grow up on the reservation. He was placed in a foster home down the way, and that's where I grew up. And I'm happy to be here. I'm happy to learn who I am. A big piece of me was missing for a long time, and that hole is filled now, and I'm so proud of it. So thank you.
Haslachel, David Tietsta, Uyayushed Alti Daflushutsi Butagwil. I am media developer at the language department and been there for 18 years.
Echa Haslachel. Hi, good afternoon, good evening. Chachob. Wakatin sees that Chachob and Wakatins are my Indian names. Dusugu Salik Chud Alti Witsu Ati Sulad. I am also a teacher at Tella, the Children of Salmon. And I just returned after about a year, but before that I was with the department for about 6 years. And my daughter actually got to come here to an exhibit, and during a field trip with her school, and she has Snapchat, of course, so she recorded me, and she's all, "Mom, I heard you speak English Hootseed," and was just so excited about it. And it was just an amazing experience to be able to have my daughter recognize and then be telling her friends, like, this is my mom on here speaking our language. And it's just really awesome that this is happening. I actually didn't even know, because today is my 5th day back. So I didn't know what we were coming up here for. And so it's really awesome to be here. Thank you.
Oshli Golapo Hat Shachel Oceana Sidsta Stahov Chato Altu Flalip Chada Quinai U Dus Chawat Til Chad Twalti Ashqua Olobalad. Hi, my name is Oceana. I have been learning Lashutsid for almost 10 years. This has actually been a humbling journey. My cousin Danica and I, this is the second time we started together. Not the first, the second. But I just feel humbled that we have been able to be part of the language and revitalization. We when we first started working almost 10 years ago, we decided we were going to teach for our elders in our family that weren't able to learn due to trauma. And so it's been awesome to learn and be able to teach the next generation. I'm probably one of the proudest aunties ever with even tonight I had my niece and goddaughter. She was at my house for a little bit, and my cat is named Paputch, which is one of the ferns in Lashutseed. But tonight she's like Peach, 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 which is cat in Lashutseed, and I am the proudest auntie ever to watch the kids in our family grow up using Lashutseed over English. That's it.
All tootity Melissa sees dots. I'm not going to stop till you get up here. She thought she was going to escape. She's tricky, that one.
Hashlachel, Melissa Sista, Evangelina McGill, T. Skoy, Albert Young Sr., T. Tud Bod. My name is Melissa Young. I am a Lashutsi teacher. I teach at Tella on the Birth to 3 side. I've been here for about 2 years, and I'm happy to learn our language.
Now you can clap. I wanted to make sure we all got a chance to say something, because it's not one person doing this work. It's all of us, even the people that are not here tonight. Igwitsid.
Thank you so much for being here, and thank you so much for all of your help. Igwitsid. We'll go in order of the panels. We have somebody very special to us here from Jamestown Sklallam. Lonnie, will you please stand up? We have a gift for you, or for your tribe, for helping us. And yes, come on up. Come on down. As we were gathering information, we were going to each tribe's website and looking at what they were offering for language revitalization. And we were making phone calls and sending emails. And Lonnie was the first to respond, and she got us a Zoom meeting with her tribal council and leadership, and we've worked together from there. We had compiled information that was already available and then asked for other things like pictures and information on language warriors. And Lonnie was so responsive and so helpful. And we just hope that we represented your tribe in such a good way, and that when you go in and see it, you'll just love it. Thank you. Do you want to say anything? Lonnie is the vice chair of Jamestown Sklallam, so I should have led with that. Point it up. There we go.
Maan stu hatning tlalip. Maan u ait tongan siam nischayacha siam yuchsia and snatch to teach him nuskayamson. Shot shosh achin stachi. Shot shosh achin stachi. Gosh, this is really cool. I started learning the language when I was really little with my Satya, my grandma. She didn't know the language anymore because her grandparents were the last fluent speakers of my family line. And it was in a time, I think many families can relate, that speaking your native language wasn't good anymore. It was unsafe. And so my grandma didn't get to learn fluent Nuskayamutsin Sklallam language, and so her mother didn't learn. My grandma was unable to learn. My father didn't learn. And then when I had a chance in high school, because Nuskayamutsin was going into Port Angeles High School, Jamie Valadez from Lower Elwha, she was teaching it. And just that pain of generational unlearning, unfortunate unlearning, came out when my dad said, "You ready to take Sklallam in high school?" And I said, "Dad, what's Sklallam going to do for me?" And that was a pain I had to journey through. And then after I got out of college, I came back and worked for the tribe, and someone said, "What about a language program?" And it was an interesting little curiosity that was rekindled inside of me. And so starting in 2017, I started a journey of becoming a certified Nuskayamutsin teacher. And so I was able to receive my basic and my advanced certification last year. And so just rekindling that amongst Jamestown. Lower Elwha has a great, strong program, so does Port Gamble, but Jamestown was missing. And now we get to be learning amongst the other two sister tribes and having other sister tribes who want to help feature our language. It's amazing to be a part of it, and we're honored that you invited us into the process. So I raise my hands in gratitude if they weren't full of microphone and paddle. But yeah, but I just want to say, Monst Uhatning, thank you so much for inviting us into this process, and we're happy to be here and happy to be featured, have Nuskay Mutsen out there too. Thank you.
Do we have any members here of our Twana language group? Okay. From Nooksack, we do have my friend Anna Brewer. If you could come up. Funny story, Anna and I met at a Mariners game. We were all there with every other Indigenous person in the state for Native American night, and we were waiting to get into a different part of the stadium, and we just started talking. And I said, "Oh, you're from Nooksack? We're trying to get a hold of somebody for an exhibit we're doing." And that is really just the story of the entire exhibit, really. But from that came Anna, and just a really wonderful relationship. So thank you so much for your help and assistance. And when you go in and look, I hope that Tulalip has done a good job representing Nooksack in a good way. Thank you.
Well, we're just so honored to be part of it. And on behalf of the tribe, thank you. It's an honor. And my fellow tribal members are here, and I think we're just grateful to be here and happy to see the languages coming back, and it is healing, I think, to see the languages coming back, and can't wait to see where Nooksack goes with our language program. Hopefully it just continues to grow, but thank you very much.
Do we have anyone here with us from our Northern Straits Salish languages? Lummi or Samish? Okay. We'll move on to Southern Lushootseed. Anybody from Muckleshoot with us today? Okay. How about, I will go down the list, and if anybody is there, maybe stand up. Sound fair? Okay. Puyallup, Suquamish, Squaxin, Nisqually, Snoqualmie. It is really far. We are very far north. No worries. Traffic is bad. Thank you. Northern Lushootseed. Swinomish. Anybody from Swinomish here with us today? Stilly? Skagit? How about Sauk? I do know we have somebody. Yes, please come on up, Mary Porter. We have had a lot of cooperation from from everybody that we have reached out to. And just because people could not make it to the event, we will make sure to get them their paddle that commemorates this exhibit, and we will continue to foster those relationships with them. So I just wanted to put that out there that we're far. And thank you so much, Mary. Fun story about Mary. We just did an interview on Hibulb Conversations. So if you guys are not watching it, tune in. Do you have a couple of words you'd like to share with us, Mary?
Sure. I'm Mary Porter. I'm the Director of Cultural Resources at Sauk-Swaddle, and we are totally rebuilding. I'm the only person in the language department at this point. So I do have 2 young students and an elder that I've been teaching. I'm trying to rebuild our program, and I'm starting from scratch, everything. So I appreciate the mention, and I'm sorry we couldn't accommodate more with pictures. I'm running like 5 departments. But I made time to come and see you all.
I'm so happy. Thank you so much. Yeah, thank you, Mary.
Thank you.
Big hand for Sauk-Swaddle. I know that Ty did earlier, but I also want to acknowledge Tessa Campbell. Tessa, will you please stand up? Tessa was our senior curator and had worked for the Hibulb Cultural Center before we even opened. And this is the very first exhibit that has opened without Tessa. So, Tessa, I'd like to give you a blanket tonight just for being here with us. And it's so nice to see you. The girls. Do you want to share some words? Yay!
Good evening, everyone. I'm so honored to be here, and I haven't peeked in the exhibit yet, so I'm very excited. I know these talented ladies, and with the support of the tribal community, it's going to be amazing. And that's what's wonderful about developing exhibits here at Hibulb is I don't work here anymore. Stop saying we. I'm so used to that. I know. They have the support of the whole tribal community. A lot of museums will contract with like an exhibit developer, but they do everything in-house, from installation, the labels, everything, painting, getting the gallery painted. So I definitely, my hands go up to you guys. And I was debating on coming tonight because I was very exhausted. We've had 2 deaths in my family this week. And as I was waking up from a nap, I decided to come because David Spencer Sr. was my, my cousin / stepfather. But he was a big supporter of Hibulb, and I decided to attend in his honor. And I know he is with us in spirit tonight. And he grew up speaking the Lushootseed language with my great-grandparents for the first 16 years of his life. So thank you.
We talked about the different language groups and the beautiful artifact and art wall that we have. We also have a warriors wall, and we are featuring language warriors in any of our language groups. And these are people that from the beginning fought for language preservation, that fought to keep speaking the language, to record the language, to preserve the language. Many of these people were storytellers within our communities that would meet with people from the outside world and have full faith and trust that they were going to tell these stories and that they were going to do good things with them. And that was at a time where the boarding school trauma was so intense, many people would not speak languages in their own communities and would not teach languages within their homes. My grandfather is 94 years old. He is our oldest tribal member. He is adorable if you don't know him. And he, in his home, was not taught his language. His aunties and his mother and his grandparents were adamant that the language not be passed on because of the trauma they faced in the harsh punishment, not just the trauma, the harsh punishments that were faced in boarding schools for speaking language. So featuring those people in this exhibit was so important to us because we could not tell this story without them. So I just wanted to make sure that we mentioned that. And one other feature that we didn't talk about was a map. We had a volunteer named Emma Gross. Emma, please stand up. Thank you. Emma volunteered so much of her time creating a huge map. There is like a meme where somebody just wants to roll a map out on the table and have it. That was what I wanted to do with this map. I did not get to because it came in pieces, but this map is like 10 feet by 7 feet. It is huge, and it was a huge undertaking for Emma to put traditional place names, locations, village sites, waterways, by language group. So it is labeled on there. It is one version of the map. We are going to be working on another that will be read the way our people traditionally read maps, which would have been water to mountains instead of north to south or south to north, whichever. So I wanted to mention those things, and I would be remiss if I didn't let you know how special those features are and the people that helped us with them. Well, thank you so much for being here with us tonight. Thank you for coming to see the very first shot of tabtabeb that we've had. It's been opened in bits and pieces, but this is fully opened now, so thank you so much.
Language is part of our DNA, essentially. I mean, it's what connects us to the spirit world. And when we lost that, I think all of our people, maybe consciously and subconsciously, have always felt a grief. To have Nuuskayamutsin or the Sklam language featured in this particular exhibit, to me it just feels like a better connection, sense of sisterhood amongst tribes.
Revitalizing language is important, in my opinion, because language is the door to everything else. Language opens the door to the arts and everything else after that, because all of our culture is built on our language.
And this language was taught to us by the earth. And in our connection to the earth, it connects us to our hutch, our original, our souls.
If you're only using English to understand where you are in the world and your relationships to other people, then it seems like then the experience will be limited, because the language gets at the complexities of how people know each other and know the world and live in a place. And so if you're only living here in English, then you're missing something. And even as a non-native person, I appreciate learning the words and learning what types of words were used for different types of things, because then I get a window, right, into a different way of knowing this place, which I appreciate.